Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are once again going to be talking about Heartland Season 14 because what else do I talk about on my channel at this point? But in today's video, I'm going to be talking about two very different topics. And one of them is going to be the Heartland Season 14 Episode 2 trailer. I just wanted to talk about that real quick because I'm very excited for this week's episode of Heartland. And the next is a very different topic that I didn't think I would have to address so soon after the events of Heartland Season 14 Episode 1 and the departure of Wardle and the death of Borden, basically being the opening scene of Heartland Season 14. I really didn't think I would have to address this storyline topic so soon after Ty's death, but here we are because people started commenting about it, and so I'm going to be talking about a new love interest for Amy, and just when that will happen / do I think it will happen. But before I go any farther in this video, I need to remind you guys to please leave a like on this video if you enjoy, and to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already to help me reach the goal of 20,000 subscribers. I would really appreciate that, and in return, I promise to keep you guys as up to date as possible on everything Heartland Season 14 related. So if you want daily Heartland videos and Season 14 updates, make sure you hit the red subscribe button down below so you don't miss out on any future Heartland update videos in the future. And as well, a little disclaimer before I start this video because I think it is very important for the topic that I'm going to be talking about in this video. I am in no way, shape, or form affiliated with Heartland. I don't work for CBC. I don't know cast or crew. I know nothing. I repeat, I know nothing. Absolutely nothing. Not one single thing that is going to happen in Heartland Season 14. Nothing that I say in this video is confirmed to be happening in Heartland Season 14 because I don't know what's going to happen. I am not affiliated with Heartland in any way. Again, I do not work for CBC. I do not know cast or crew. So I know nothing that is going to happen in the future of Heartland, the future of the show, or any future storylines. This is just my own thoughts, opinions, and ideas. And as well, I know there's a lot of disclaimers for this video, but this one is very important, so if you could please listen. I know that this topic is going to be very controversial because so many people have so many opinions on not just Heartland Season 14 now, but just Heartland in general following the departure of Wardle and the death of Borden. So whether or not you want Amy to have another love interest, or you think that Amy is never going to get over Ty and is never going to be with someone else, please respect everyone else's opinions down in the comment section because I feel like this video is going to have a lot of disagreements in the comment section down below. That being said, don't be afraid to share your thoughts down in the comment section down below. Just make sure to respect everyone else's opinion because I'm fully aware that everyone has different opinions on this topic especially. So I'm going to stop giving disclaimers now and I'm going to actually start talking about today's video topics because otherwise we're going to be here for another 6 hours and then that's going to be a lot of editing for me, and yeah. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the Heartland Season 14 Episode 2 trailer, because one thing in the trailer for the next episode of Heartland, which is episode 2, is when they were showing the trailer, one thing that stood out to me was Georgie and Quinn. Surprise, surprise. If you guys have been longtime viewers of my channel, you know that I love Georgie and Quinn, and I'm very excited to see their relationship develop in Season 14, and I was very excited to watch it start to develop in Season 13, and now be even more developed in Heartland Season 14. One thing that I'm very curious about in the next episode of Heartland is we saw in the trailer that Georgie said that Quinn's parents said that she could train at their place in Florida. So I'm wondering if Georgie's going to move to Florida. And if that's the case, I don't really know how I feel about that. Because of the way Heartland Season 14 has already started, And as I said, we opened with the death of Ty Borden, which that was a huge, shocking thing to open a season with. And so just because of the tone of season 14, I don't know how I feel about Georgie leaving Heartland in this season, but I think that by leaving Heartland, I don't mean leaving forever. I just mean leaving as a part of the storyline because she's going to train at Quinn's parents' place with Quinn in Florida. I don't mean she's leaving Heartland forever, so please don't take what I said out of context because that is not what I meant. But with season 14 and the way it's written and the way it's being portrayed and also just the way it started, as I said, I don't really know how I feel about, one, Georgie leaving the family and going to Florida. Two, I also don't know how I feel about the introduction of Parker, played by Ava Tran, and also Rick, who is Lou's CAO, which stands for something. I can't remember what it stands for exactly. I understand the introduction of Rick and his character because he's working with Lou. I get that. I 100% get that. Parker, I'm not so sure about. I'm excited to see her story unfold. I just don't know how I feel about new characters being introduced in this season because I already know that a lot of people are going to be like, well, you're just trying to replace Ty with this character. You're just trying to replace Ty with that character, even though I know that that is not what they're doing. But I know that's what the majority of Heartland fans are going to think because they already have made that argument for, you're just trying to replace Ty with Quinn, especially because he's going on the cattle drive in Heartland season 14 episode 2. And I really don't want that to happen with Parker's character because I think Parker's character is going to be a really nice addition to Heartland, but I just don't know how the greater Heartland, fandom or community or family, as it's often called, is going to react to many new characters being introduced in this season because of the death of Ty Borden. I feel that the greater Heartland fans and family and fandom and community, whatever you want to consider the Heartland fans to be, family, community, fandom, I don't really care. I know that they are going to think that the writers are just trying to replace Ty because they make that argument whenever a new character is introduced. It doesn't even matter if there was a death of a main character, they still make that argument. For example, people have made the argument that Quinn and Georgie are trying to replace Amy and Ty in season 13 when Ty was still present. And I was like, okay, so now that Ty is gone and you're introducing these new characters, I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest. I'm excited to see the new characters. I don't know if season 14 was the right season to introduce new characters. And when it comes to Georgie going away to Florida, I think that would be a cool storyline if we get to go along with her. And there's some episodes where we see Georgie in Florida and maybe we leave the Heartland ranch for a while and follow Georgie in Florida. I don't see the Heartland writers doing that because they like to stay at Heartland for the majority of the episodes, which I understand the show's literally called Heartland, so why would you spend any time away from Heartland? I get that. But I kind of don't like how we are made aware that the characters are going away to do something really cool, and then we don't hear from them we don't see them or hear from them in a couple of episodes, and then boom, they're back at Heartland and they accomplished some big thing. I really wish we got to see the characters as they are accomplishing said big thing, and we get to follow them and follow their journey, even if that means, yeah, we have to leave Heartland for a little bit. But again, when it comes to that storyline, I still don't know how I feel about Georgie leaving the Heartland family or the Heartland ranch during this season, because of just how much I think that the family is going to rely on each other. I don't know how Georgie leaving is going to affect that. And that being said, though, there was a time during the Heartland season 14 filming that Alicia and Jordan both left set and then came back. So I'm pretty sure she's going to end up going to Florida, and I'm 99% sure that we will not see anything that happens in Florida, because we are going to be back at the Heartland Ranch with Amy, Lou, Jack, probably Parker, and Tim, and other characters. So, I don't know how I feel about the introduction of new characters in this season, and I also don't know how I feel about Georgie going away to Florida. However, if she does, and I'm 99% sure she will go to Florida with Quinn, I really hope and pray that we get to see some scenes of them in Florida and Georgie training, because, yeah, you establish that a character is going somewhere. Are you just not going to show the audience anything that happens when she's away? Apparently not. And then when it comes to Amy having a new love interest, I don't think it's going to happen in season 14 at all. Because I don't think the writers would do that to fans. And even when you're watching the interviews with the executive producers and even Amber Marshall herself, I think what they're setting you up for and setting the Heartland fans up for, and kind of talking about when they're talking about the story for Amy going forward in season 14, and dealing with the death of Tyan, relying on her family to help her get through that. I think what they're really setting you up for is the idea of Amy being a single mom. Now, do I think she will ever have another love interest? That's hard to say. I think it really depends on how fans react and accept this season of Heartland, and then maybe going forward in the later seasons, if we get a season 15, 16, 17, stuff like that, then I think a new love interest for Amy could be introduced. But in season 14, a new love interest being introduced for Amy, not a chance at all. The Heartland writers and producers, and even cast themselves, including Graham Wardle, are aware of how much Ty's death is going to affect fans. And personally, it's just my opinion, I don't think that the writers would do that, because I feel like it would they want to make Heartland as realistic as possible, and they want to show a little bit of Amy going through the grief process, and introducing a new love interest so soon after Ty's death being at all in season 14, I don't think that's realistic. I think that this season is just going to show Amy dealing with Ty's death and being there for Lindy. And even Amber said in her interview that in this season you're going to see Amy rely on Jack and Lou and Georgie if she doesn't go away to Florida, and just other characters in the show to help her get through this, and also help her be there for Lindy and help her with Lindy and help her navigate being a single mom. And that is just a new chapter of Amy's life that's going to be told on Heartland. So I think that introducing a love interest so soon after Ty's death, there's not a chance, because the writers are aware of how connected the fans are and still were and will always be to Amy and Ty's story. And I think the main story for Heartland going forward is going to be Amy dealing with being a single mom and navigating it and getting back to work while still being a single mom. So a love interest for Amy in season 14, there's not a chance at all. If they go down that road, which I'm 99.9% sure they won't, but if they do, I think that is just going to end the show completely. I think fans are just going to be like, how could you do that? And to be completely honest with you guys, I would be upset if they introduced a new love interest for Amy in season 14, because Amy and Ty have been such a huge part of the show that just giving Amy a new love interest and replacing Ty only episodes after he died, no, that will not be received well by the greater Heartland community, and I think the writers are aware of that. And I think for this season, they just want to, as I said, show Amy dealing with it, maybe dealing with the death of Ty, that is, and also just Amy relying on her family and stuff like that. So a love interest for Amy is possible in the future, but 100% not in season 14. At least in my opinion. You guys might have different opinions, but in season 14, absolutely not. Not a chance at all. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. Do you think Amy should have a new love interest introduced in the show at some point? Or do you think that she will never get over Ty and she will never be with anyone else? Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys think of all the introductions of the new characters, including Parker and Rick, down in the comment section down below as well. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.